This episode is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform for building a cool-looking and professional website. My name is Marcus Justus Dreamiest Italis, house hunter of the north, center, and south of Italy, loyal servant to the viewers of my channel, father to many dreams, husband to many meals, and I will find your home in Italy, in this life or the next.
Yes, this is the exact spot where the scene from The Gladiator was filmed. We're in the Val d'Orcia, Tuscany, and today I've rented a red Vespa to take you through its most scenic locations on the way to lunch and to the dreamiest of Tuscan dream homes for sale that I could find. It's the most epic episode ever. Andiamo.
All right, guys, so this is actually the first time I've ever ridden a Vespa. I know I live in Italy, it seems like I should, but I have lots of experience with bikes. I have lots of experience of riding Fiat 500s and Pandas, but never a Vespa. And so we're going for a Vespa ride through the Val d'Orcia because that's the most stereotypical thing you can do. And if I can do it, I wanted to show you that you guys can do it too.
La suggestione mi ha preso la mano e tu piano piano m'hai presa con te. La suggestione mi ha sparato a zero.
One of the images that comes to mind when dreaming of Italy are the rolling hills of the Val d'Orcia, known for its picturesque landscapes filled with olive groves, vineyards, and cypress trees. The route I've carefully crafted today will take us through medieval towns, thermal spas, castles, and my first distraction, a surreal chapel on a hill.
Cose non dette, col cuore che batte. Un gioco che mi è piaciuto, ma il tempo è scaduto e non torna mai più.
So this is our first stop on the road between Pienza, where we took off from, and San Quirico d'Orcia. It's a beautiful, it's called the Church of the Vitaleta, and we're right in the middle of the World Heritage Site of the Val d'Orcia, and it's just one of the most beautiful, idyllic locations you can possibly see.
The chapel is of late Renaissance origin, and its neighbor is an old podere, an agricultural estate. Though currently, as you can imagine, it's mostly used for weddings and events. Definitely worth a stop to admire if you find yourself Vespaing around in these parts.
So I have to admit, this was a lot easier to learn than I thought it would be. When I first got the Vespa, Vespa means hornet, and so in Italian Vespa means hornet. And so I think they gave it that name because of the noise. When you're in Italian cities, you hear them buzz by as if there were hornets buzzing by you. On the countryside, you don't hear them as much, I think. But it was much easier learning how to use these rather than, you know, picking up a bike for the first time. If you know how to ride a bike, you learn how to use the Vespa. The hardest part is learning how to gauge the sensibility of the pedal here, which is, you know, you roll this little handlebar and that gives it the gas. And I guess if you ride a motorcycle, you obviously know how to ride a Vespa. But not hard at all, I must say.
My first true stop on our tour is to a delightful medieval town on a hill, San Quirico d'Orcia. Tucked between its bigger and more famous neighbors of Pienza and Montalcino, it's a gem with all the charm you'd expect from a 1,000-year-old town in this area. It's also where I have my reservation for lunch.
So we've made it to our first location, our first stop, San Quirico d'Orcia, beautiful hilltop town. I'm in the main piazza. In front of me we have the main church, which is the Madonna di Vitaleta, the same name as that other chapel outside of town. It's a very old city. So it was an Etruscan found city and has a population of around 2,500 inhabitants.
Around the corner from the piazza is one of the town's most beautiful areas, the Orti Leonini. This is a public garden which has maintained up to the present day the original layout from the 1500s. It's one of Italy's best conserved examples of a classic 16th century garden all'italiana. It has the layout of an 8-point Maltese cross, thought to symbolize the 8 Beatitudes. Who doesn't love riding through the scenic hills of beautiful Tuscany? Who doesn't love navigating the beautiful pages of a website made with Squarespace? That's right, with Squarespace, the sponsor of today's video, even you can build a masterpiece of a website, the online equivalent of a Michelangelo statue. You need no previous experience to get started. You can either manually choose one of their gorgeous templates, or let the state-of-the-art Blueprint AI build it out for you. It works like this. You simply follow the prompts, pick what sections and functions your site needs, and Squarespace will craft a result that fits the bill. Building a website has become easier than learning how to ride a motor scooter. And obviously, you can touch up on your new web page by choosing the fonts and colors that best match your own style. Squarespace also gives you access to a plethora of beautiful stock images to use, or if you have your own, just drag, drop, and admire the result. So head to squarespace.com/JustDreamItaly for a 14-day free trial, and when you're ready to go live with your website or domain, use my code JustDreamItaly to get 10% off your purchase. Made it for a spot to lunch. Trattoria Toscana in San Quirico d'Orcia. We're in one of these little alleyways tucked away, and apparently they have the great views out back. Sorry for my hair, the helmet really destroyed my style today, but it's a compromise. This is the restaurant. Let's go get our table. So for an appetizer, we got melanzane, which are eggplant, a layered eggplant as if it were eggplant parmesan. It has a nice little piece of prosciutto going around it. It almost looks as if it were some wrap, like a spring roll. A great presentation on a slab of rock. And with a bit of crouton, I can see some spinach here as well. A+ for the presentation. Let's try it out. Delicious traditional flavors, very much like an eggplant parm. Not too heavy, lots of eggplant, not too over cheesy. All right, so they brought out my first dish, gnocchi with a spinach pesto with pinoli. So these are pine nuts, a bit of burrata on top, and a cherry tomato. Going essentially vegetarian today. No, there was prosciutto in my eggplant course, but you could have taken that away. Let's try this out. Very fluffy gnocchi. They make the gnocchi here in-house, so it is a fresh pasta. Toasted pine nuts, had a bit of crunch to it, so texture-wise, just an interesting plate. Tastes very springy, very Tuscan. For the dessert, very, very typical tiramisu, something very simple, amazingly light for the summer months, right? And it even includes a bit of coffee in it, so they give it that lift, right? Yeah, they'll lift me up, tiramisu, after lunch. Don't want to fall off my Vespa.
La suggestione mi ha giocato un tiro, mi ha forse preso un po' in giro, ma non è andata poi male, non dire parole, l'addio è sempre uguale, stare con te mi è piaciuto, ma il tempo è scaduto.
So this is our next stop. It's called Bagno Vignoni. It's a small village, and in the middle of the village, instead of having a piazza, you have what they call here the Piazza delle Sorgenti. It's a thermal spa, basically, and it's been a thermal spa since Etruscan times, the ancient Roman times, and has always been a place of rest, relaxation, and recovery. This is the place where the popes would come, the popes of the Renaissance, or the rich patrons throughout the Renaissance would come, recharge their batteries. And I must say they chose the spot very well, despite being so Instagrammable. there's not many people here, so it is very peaceful and relaxing. In addition to this middle square, which is no longer used as a thermal spa, the water is actually pretty warm. You can see it bubbling up. There are thermal wellness centers with plenty of hotels and wellness facilities all around. So just a beautiful location for a relaxing vacation here in the Tuscan hills of the Val d'Orcia.
La suggestione m'ha preso la mano ed io piano piano ti ho preso con me. La suggestione mi ha sparato a zero perché non è vero che sento per me. La suggestione mi ha preso la mano ed io piano piano ti ho preso con me.
All right, so we're in this last location, Castiglione d'Orcia. That is the big castle of Dorcia, of the Val d'Orcia. And it's a castle town, a medieval castle town. They have news of it throughout the history books from at least the 700s. So a very old town, and as you can see, everything is made from stone, the stone ground, the stone walls of all the buildings, the stone castle up on the top of the hill. This was a strategic location from which Siena, who were the patrons of this town, who were the lords of this town, had a defensive output overlooking the Val d'Orcia and protecting the town. And so I think this is a very fitting place to end our tours today, because it's been an itinerary with views, and up from this castle, up around this town, man, are these views beautiful.
Not bad so far. Ooh, I'm already out of breath though. I gotta do less Vespaing and more cycling. I think we made it to the top. At least I don't think we can go any further. This might be the last ramp. All right. So we've made it to the top of the Val d'Orcia. I don't know if this is the highest point of the Val d'Orcia, but when you're up here, you do feel like you're the king of something. I can see why this was a strategic vantage point.
And I will find your home in Italy, in this life or the next.
We've made it to our dream home for sale. And what we have below it is this beautiful view of the Val d'Orcia. The theme of this video is how beautiful can I make a video with Italian landscapes, with Italian scenery. And so I chose the home based on that. This is the Val d'Orcia, UNESCO World Heritage Site. I've been repeating it. It's beautiful, it's stereotypical, and this is the view that you have from your property. The home that I chose is this one right behind me. It is a majestic, noble villa right outside of Castiglione d'Orcia. I've parked my Vespa on the other side, and it's a villa, a casale, it's actually called in Italian, a casale from the 1800s, renovated in the year 2000, and renovated by specialized architects who know how to keep the historical aspects of a Tuscan villa. And so that's what we have. You have facades in stone, staircases going up to the sleeping levels. We have an infinity pool. We have all of the elements that you would want in a majestic, cinematic Tuscan villa. That's what we're going to be seeing today. So let me give you the numbers, if you will.
We have a property of around 380 square meters on the inside, 5 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, a large kitchen, a fireplace, all the bells and whistles. You have heating, you have air conditioning, all in a very modern electrical system. We have of course, a garden, as you're seeing, terrain of around 1,800 square meters, onto which there is the project to actually build something else, so another perhaps guest bedroom. Regarding the price, it is to be requested in email if you're interested in it. And so I know, guys, this can be annoying, but I'll give you a range. It's in the 6 figures. It's not in the higher end of the 6 figures, it's on the lower end of the 6 figures. And so if you're interested in a home like this, you want more information and that fits your budget, write to me in an email and I will be glad to respond and give more information. So let's start the actual tour. And we'll start it by this pool. This is called Piscina Sfioro in Italian, known as an infinity pool in English. Infinity because, you can come a bit closer, it just ends. It just ends there at the horizon and the water just falls off into the landscape. And so when you're swimming in a pool like this, you're basically swimming on air above the valley, above the views of the Val d'Orcia. Just gorgeous, just so amazing. And it's built in stone all around it. This is beautiful tan stone. And we're in end of June. You know, it's starting to get warm. I think it was like 35 degrees today. And it's a pool whose temperature you can control. So you can make it cooler. There's the predisposition to make it warmer if you wanted to. So if you wanted to use this pool in the winter, you know, you act on that. You put in the update. You can make it a warm pool as well. But man, this is just gorgeous. You obviously have on either side of the pool places where you can lay down, get some sun. Just great views, guys. I'll give you an idea of what we have on this side of the garden. So the property includes parking spaces right here on this side. You're in the shade. We have trees throughout. There's the olive tree, of which we have a very beautiful scenic olive tree providing shade. And a well. This is a functional well, and it provides water to the property. The property is connected to the aqueduct, but you also have this fresh water well, very monumental here, right in your garden. And we have this covering in straw, just really beautiful. This is the type of space where in a day like this, the sun goes down, you see the sunset. We have a beautiful kitchen, which I'll show you inside afterwards, but you come out here, you convene with your friends and family and you have a wonderful Tuscan dinner at sunset. This is, doesn't get much better than this, right? So let me take you around this way. There is lighting along the floor of the property illuminating the stone walls. And we have our way in, which is this way. So let's start the inner part of the tour. Okay, so I can immediately feel the difference in temperature when I come in here. This is the main living space. We're on the ground floor of the property. First thing we're gonna notice is always the floors and ceilings. The ceilings are these beautiful voltine, typically Tuscan, repeating small arches with revealed brick and beams. And the floors are travertine, which is typical of the area of Montepulciano. You'll see lots of the historical centers are actually built out of travertine, the main facades, the floors of the piazze. But let me show you the main area where you're going to be spending most of your time in this property. And it's here. It's being around the hearth, the centerpiece of every Tuscan home, really. And it's the fireplace. And this is a monumental fireplace, really, truly stunning. You have a whole trunk of a tree occupying the whole wall. It's a single piece. We have bookshelves built above it. We have a solid block of stone underneath. And so, guys, we've seen lots of fireplaces on my channel, but I don't think we've seen any as massive and as monumental as this one. So this is a home which, you know, we're in the hot summer right now. not unbearably hot. It's very comfortably hot, especially when you have a pool. But what I want to say is that you can live in this place even in the winter. There's heating, there's AC, and you have a fireplace like this. Passing a Christmas in family surrounding this fireplace would be one of those small pleasures or big pleasures in life. So let's go in the other part of the space. We walk through this beautiful arch, and it brings us into the kitchen. We have the dining room area. Plenty of space for an 8-spot table. The ceilings on this area are the beams and the bricks, so no longer the voltine. On this side, we have the ground floor bathroom. So let me show you that. In through here, you'll see all of the 6 bathrooms in the property have been meticulously renovated in that year 2000 renovation. This is where you have the laundry area, the washing machine, dryer, and this is one of the doors looking on that other facade on the opposite side where you arrive with your car or Vespa. Take you around this way because this brings us into the kitchen. Wonderful countertops, very big sink, and a view onto the Valdorcia and your infinity pool from the sink. So you have a dishwasher, but if you wanted to wash your dishes by hand, I think it's a very good excuse to do so because you can look out and just really enjoy the views. This is a door going out to that other facade of the property where you would be parking your car. And let me show you some of the details of the kitchen. We have a 5-burner stovetop here. Plenty of workspace, so the countertop ends, but we have a wonderful workspace also with bar stools. If you want to have your coffee in the morning, you have your coffee, you look out in your pool, and you sip it here. And on this side is where we have obviously all of the cabinets where you're storing your food, but an oven and a very big refrigerator with 2 doors and a freezer. Take you back out this way, and I want you to notice how wonderful the doors are all throughout the property. They're all wooden doors. They've all been restored with wood, and they really just add to the character. They continue to add to the character. Also, these beams above the doors, really Tuscan rustic characteristic. Come back out. This is the door that I came through, so we've completed the whole circle here in the property, but I just wanted to show you one last piece. We're going to go up these stairs, and you'll notice the design kind of really saying these are where the stairs are, right? But this is the type of detail that's been put into this property. This is a closet that's been turned into really a piece of art, right? This is something which I came in here, one of the first things I noticed, I'm like, oh wow, beautiful, beautiful wood, beautiful design. And so we'll go up these stairs, these beautiful travertine stairs to the first floor and the bedrooms. Okay, so we're in the sleeping area. So this is where we have the 5 bedrooms, another 5 bathrooms. Come this way. The ceilings are very high. You can see the heating built all throughout. This is a secondary entryway, so an entryway directly into the first floor. So if you woke up, don't want to head downstairs, you just want to get a breeze, breathe in the breeze of fresh air, you can do so. But let me show you the bedrooms. They're all done to a very high degree of mastery. Starting with the doors, these massive wood doors with the iron surroundings. Here we have views of the garden below, and this is the first bed. You can see a lot of it has been antique furniture or antique pieces which have been reused as furniture. For example, this beautiful piece right next to the bed. And each of the bedrooms have their own bathroom. So we have a full bathroom with shower, and each of the bathrooms has their own characteristics, their own personality. This is Cotto, and we have just nonstop views looking onto the green. Come back out this way. And bring you down the hall, and I'll show you bedroom number 2 now. So bedroom number 2 is the cypress bedroom, we'll call it. These are stairs. You have a little closet space here behind, but bed area, very high ceilings. Here you have a little balcony where you can open it up directly and have the shade fall down on you, but you have a beautiful view directly of Castiglione d'Orcia. And around the corner, the bathroom. So each of the rooms is its own suite, right? So I'll come back out. You can see this floor doesn't have the travertine floors, but rather this, I think it's chestnut wood floors. Come in this way. Bedroom number 3. All of the bedrooms have inbuilt closets, so plenty of closet space as well. This one also has a balcony. I'm not going to mess with it. I can already see the shade is down. You can see this very thin, very modern heating radiator. Just really high ceilings. These have got to be, so they're sloped, but they've got to be at least 5.5 meters on the high end, about 4 meters on the low end. And this has a unique bathroom as well. So the sink is out here with the olive wood, a basin, and a view out front. And you turn the corner and you just have a spectacular bathroom with a travertine shower. So really nice. Bedroom number 3. There's one more on this level, and then I'll take you up to the last level. So here we have some more closet space here under the stairs. And here is bedroom number 4. Here's the closet space. There's your view. Walk around the corner here, and that's where we have the bathroom. So you see each one of the bathrooms has its own personality, which is great. We'll come back out and I'll show you the top floor. This is what's called the mansarda in Italian, the attic, but it's kind of like a little studio with its own bathroom and can be considered a bedroom for sure. And here we are, the studio loft, where we have a sofa bed here in this corner. We have AC. We have a light well. This is some closet space and some relaxation kind of reading corner area. This is a view onto the downstairs level below, which we did see from the downstairs. And of course you have your own bathroom. All of the bedrooms have bathrooms. Here once again they've used the olive wood as the base, a beautiful stone basin here. I love the faucets built into the walls directly into the mirror, just high-end touches here. And the walls, the travertine walls here under the wooden ceiling. So we're at the highest point, we're right under the ceiling of the property. And so guys, this is the property in the Val d'Orcia. I hoped you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, comment below. What did you think of the Val d'Orcia in this super cinematic Italian episode? Don't forget to check out my Patreon if you haven't yet. Check out our Instagram channel where we're posting spectacular content. And let me know, where do you want me to go next? Ciao guys.